Good day YouTube, RepressorFM reporting from just outside Mumbo's mountain. And we are just about to get started on our first world. This is essentially a tutorial world. I'm gonna go off here, pick up this little pink guy, and he is called a ginger. There's 5 in each world, and when you collect all 5, they give you a jiggy. There's 10 jiggies to be picked up in each world as well. And when we get to them, there will be 100 notes, 2 extra honeycomb pieces, as well as those 10 jiggies. Just walk past that termite there, that annoying little thing he is. These are musical notes. There are, like I said, there are 100 on each world. They are needed to get past certain doors in the overworld. Also, when you get 100 on a world, you get an extra life, but that's pretty inconsequential. There's our first G, very easy, just in an open area there. You might have noticed at the start too, we have 3 new moves to pick up here. One is just around here. It's called the Talon Trot, and aside from using it to get to certain areas that Banjo normally wouldn't be able to, it is also marginally faster. The only problem is when you're going down slopes, it might seem like it's skipping off the slope, and you can actually take a lot of damage or even die doing that. It's also a bit more inaccurate just because it's faster, just as in the swimming. Pick up these notes here. I said before this was more like a tutorial world, and it shows you the types of challenges you can expect in their most basic forms. Like sometimes, just as before, there'll be a jiggy out in the open. You got your Jinjos there. Got new moves to pick up, and as a result of new moves, usually they come with a jiggy to get with those, and they're usually nearby. Alright, here we're going to pick up a new move. Big Buster. Exactly what it implies. Bust things with your beak. And as I said before, new moves are generally applied to nearby jiggies. First we'll pick up this jiggy up here in Mumbo's skull. We're actually going to come back to Mumbo's skull. Those silver skulls I've been picking up, they are essentially currency to be used in the Mumbo skull. Okay, it doesn't matter what order you do these big busters on these huts. First one will always be notes, and the last one will always be a jiggy. There we go, the second one is eggs. I never usually pick up eggs. Well, I normally go out of my way to pick up eggs anyway. There's our green Jinjo, we got 2 more to pick up. Extra life, not really that important. And there's another fail. As we pick up that life. And here's our jiggy. And that makes a grand total of 4, including the first one we picked up to get into Mumbo's mountain. And the Talon Trot is actually needed here, otherwise you wouldn't be able to walk this slope. Just pick up the notes along here. That's why I went for the Talon Trot first. And there's our 4th jiggy for this world. 6 more to go. Don't know why I did that. And because this is basically the tutorial world, there's not really much to say. There's not really much you can take damage from here either. See the occasional enemy strewn about. Can't really drown in here unless you really don't know what you're doing. And the note doors, you'll see your first one after this world. First one is 50, I believe. Just be careful, if you die and you if you haven't collected all 100 notes, you'll have to collect them all over again to be able to get to 100. You can't just pick up the ones you didn't get. you have to start all over again. There's the extra honeycomb piece, and no, it's not easy to see. I'll be showing you how to get that a bit later. There is another one, but again, I'll be coming back to that. Yeah, very simple stuff. Just get the gorilla to throw oranges onto the tiles there. And there's our first Jiggy. There's actually 2 more Jiggies to be gotten from the gorilla. At least the designers got that right. In some games, during cutscenes, you can still get damage from stuff like that. And here will be a second Jiggy from the gorilla. We have to get an orange for Chimpy. And obviously, since the gorilla is throwing oranges, that's where we get our orange from, his tree. Awesome. He'll give us a Jiggy and he'll raise his platform so we can get the 3rd Jiggy and an extra bonus. And that's me trying to be clever. I'll explain that probably in the next video. And here, the ancient ways of the egg. Basically, we're going to be shooting eggs after we get this ability. You don't normally shoot things out from behind. There are a few instances where you'll have to do it. The second world, for instance, requires you to do that. Awesome. We've learned all 3 moves, and we can proceed to get the rest of the Jiggies. This Mumbo skull here. There are exactly 5 on this world, I believe, and you need exactly 5. That is a Gruntilda tile. You do a big buster on that, and a Jiggy will appear in the overworld. This one's the easiest one to get. And since we don't have all the notes yet, we don't want to leave to get it yet, otherwise we'll have to start all over again. And we will now get our last Jiggy from this big giant gorilla. Simply hit him. Oh, for fuck's sake. Simply hit him 3 times with eggs. They don't always count. I believe you have to let him throw oranges at you before you can hit him again. Okay, let him throw the oranges and hit him one last time. Excelente! Let's go get that Jiggy. Let's move on. 3 more Jiggies to get. I do believe one is a Jinjo. He is nearby. Pick up these notes. What have we got? 37 to go. We're lucky that in this world that they're clustered together like this. In future worlds, you'll be lucky to find 4 or more in a group. There's our Jinjo buddy. That's the last one. And yep, there's our Jiggy. That makes 8. We can go back up towards Mumbo's skull, picking up some notes along the way. $19 to go. We're nearly done with this world. We still have 1 extra honeycomb piece to locate as well. And that ball there, you can't actually destroy that ball. You can put him out of action temporarily, but you can't actually destroy him. For fuck's sake. Termites just coming out of nowhere. Before I forget, yeah, I have to go back into this, or go into this rather, not back into it, because there is a Mumbo skull in here. And just to show that I cannot progress any further, even with the talent shot, it's just not good enough. So what do we need? Well, we'll soon find out. Pick up a bit of extra life just to make up for what that termite did there. An asshole. This Jiggy requires you to shoot eggs into his mouth. This is where you would really need to put the camera behind you using the R button. You can sometimes be picky here. Even when it seems like you're shooting into its mouth, you're actually not. And before you shoot into the last one, look up. You see the extra honeycomb piece. To get that, do a double jump on top. And then do a double jump up again to get it. Now it is not possible to reach it, so make sure that you have the last Juju there. Alright, now we can go into Mumbo's skull, and what do we find? We find a sleeping idiot. He even talks sort of like an invalid, but yeah. He's essential to completing the game. And that sign there, 5 next to the skull, follow the tokens. It's pretty simple stuff. Okay, pick up the notes here before we head out. And every Mumbo hut, you'll notice the flames on top of the torches. One torch will be unlit, and you can jump up and get things. As I remember, there is an extra honeycomb piece that you have to get that way in one of the future worlds. I believe it's Gloop Gloop's one. Can't be absolutely sure on that one just yet. And Mumbo transforms this into various creatures. There is a chance he'll turn you into a washing machine as well, but he'll change you back into what you're meant to change to as well. We are now a termite, and as a termite we can go up slopes that even the Talon Trot cannot do. Therefore we can go into Termite Hill and proceed to get to the top. Moving along, some of these jumps can be a little hard to make, and most likely you'll find yourself trying to, like that, having more attempts on certain jumps. There's that one, there's another jump on the next level, and I'll probably end up screwing this a few times before getting up there. Oh, made it. From the second jump as well, if you miss that, which is also easy to do, you can sometimes end up dropping to the bottom and end up having to do the first hard jump again. So this can be frustrating sometimes, and we actually made it that time. First try, lovely. Keep progressing up, easy straight from here, through the door, straight out to the right. You see an extra life, we'll pick that one up. But we actually came here for a Jiggy. If we move on towards the top, there it is. Jiggy number 10. There's some lovely music and tick. And to get the extra honeycomb piece we saw earlier, we need to be a termite. And there it is. Now, to get the overworld Jiggy that we saw earlier from Gruntilda's tile, we need to be a termite as well. Otherwise we cannot get to the top. I think all of Mumbo's transformations can leave their respective worlds to get to certain areas. When Mumbo's magic starts to get weak, that's the absolute limit that you can go with a Mumbo transformation. You'll see that soon. Also, when you enter a world and leave it for the first time, a creature native to that world will appear in the overworld, such as you saw that termite there, but you didn't see it initially. There we go, Mumbo's magic is starting to fade, and it's gone. You could probably put that on a meme. And you need the Talon Trot to actually get to the next area, as you can see here. And we see our first note door as well. That has a 50 on it, that means it needs 50 notes to actually get past. The largest amount of notes you need is 882, I believe, out of a possible 900. So you probably want to try and get 100 on each world as much as possible. And that's actually pretty much it for this video. Next is Jolly Roger, no, not Jolly Roger Bay, Treasure Trove Cove. And I will see you for that next video. Peace out, guys.